Allie, and welcome to the second half of my in-depth bookshelf tour number 10. I think it's number 10. Yeah, it's number 10. There's still a pretty good amount to get through, so let's go right ahead. Hello, everybody. Hi, Carol. My dog is down here. I think by the time you see this one, you would have seen her. I made a whole video about meeting her, like just basically me chattering on about my dog, so I'll link that below. This could possibly end up still being in the first video. I don't know how long it's going to be, so it might end up being only one. But if it's not, hello, welcome to the second half. The next/first book in the second half looks like this. This one is really interesting. This would make a nice feature wall. Because my room is kind of beige, that'd be a cool feature wall in there. The first one in this is called Lord of the Far Island by Victoria Holt. Do I have this one? No, I don't, but I have other ones by her. You will have seen that in the previous/next video to this, because I recorded this one, which I think you can kind of see a little bit before I did this one, because it wasn't very long. So this one will go up before that, I think, but I recorded that one first. I'll put a link in the info bar if you want to learn more about the books that I have from Victoria Holt. Like I said, this is called Lord of the Far Island. Living between stairs in her cousin's London townhouse, Ellen Calloway's life as a poor relation, I don't know what that means, seemed about to take a dramatic turn for the better when handsome Philip Carrington singled her out and proposed marriage. But fate was to intervene twice, first tragically, then with an intriguing oh god, I can't talk. I need to like slow down or something. Where was I? But fate was to intervene, let's just start there. Twice, first tragically, then with an intriguing invitation that drew Ellen to a remote island off the coast of Cornwall, and into the orbit of her newfound cousin Jago, I don't know. A recurrent nightmare of Ellen since childhood is finally put to rest as the discovery of past secrets and the dawn of love come together in Victoria Holt's new romantic mystery. The next one is Aliger. His name is not Aliger, his name is Alexander. Alexander Dolgun's story. An American in the Gulag. I don't know what that means. Gulag? G-U-L-A-G, I don't know. It's by Alexander Dolgun and with Patrick Watson. It happened so quickly. 1 minute, Alexander Dolgun was a carefree American youth walking down a Moscow street. An instant later, he was on his way to Lubyanka prison. The first stop on a journey to hell, or through hell. Poor guy. The next one is called Minnie Santagello's Mortal Sin by Anthony Mancini. There are little drawings here where the title of the new story is, and she has a fridge over here. I don't know if you can see the fridge, but it's over here, and there's a drawing of Mickey, Donald, and Pluto over there. I don't know, that's silly. Okay. For Minnie Santagello, widowed Italian mama living in New York's Little Italy, times of hardship have never smothered a buoyant good humor and natural conviviality. Oh man. Now, as the neighborhood prepares for the annual Feast of St. Anthony, Minnie looks forward to celebrating her favorite festival with joy, made even more special by the homecoming of her son, Remo. Her excitement, however, takes a sinister turn when a local murder portends danger for the Santagellos. Oh man, crazy. The next story is called A Sporting Proposition by James Aldrich. When the son of a poor Scots immigrant and the daughter of a wealthy rancher laid mutual claim to a mischievous Welsh pony, the Australian outback town of St. Helens was split asunder. The confrontation of the two indignant, young people reveals long smoldering resentments beneath the town's deceptively tranquil surface. The spirit with which this boy and girl gamble for the love of a wild pony becomes contagious. The next one is called Power by Richard Martin Stern. El Rancho del Norte, I don't know. Sprawled across 775 125 square miles of northwestern New Mexico. Old Tully Granger had carved the vast holding out of the wilderness. His son Matt had inherited the empire and defended it against all comers. Now it was young Tom Granger's turn to be patron, I don't know, to be the boss, pretty much. Tom was not at all sure he wanted to be tied to the land, and his playboy brother Will was urging him to sell. At the ranch was Matt Granger's stepdaughter, a young woman called Tish. She, among others, was depending on Tom, and so were the villagers, who feared the atomic reactor being built on Granger property and were terrorized by the mysterious scourge of shootings and cattle rustlings that had invaded the family domain. The ranch had become the prize in a deadly power game, and like it or not, Tom must play to win. In a fast-paced adventure, the author of Stanfield Harvest and the Tower captures the romance and reality of the New West. The next one looks like this. Oh, my peacock keeps turning around. Maybe I have it on wrong, but it keeps turning around. Looks like this. It looks like this. And this one only has 4. The first one is called Captain Newman, M.D., by Leo Roston. The zaniest GI jokes and the most hidden heartbreak of the men in the psychiatric ward at Colfax Air Force Hospital were saved for Captain Newman, M.D. To his patients and to his marvelously wacky, ingenious staff of non-coms, he was far more than a psychiatrist. He was a kind of god. Though deeply aware of his own fallibility and often at war with the brass, Captain Newman's touch was sure. He had an unerring instinct for those moments when the magic of healing might be best found in toughness, in tenderness, or in ribald laughter. This altogether fresh, altogether beguiling novel is a masterful exploration of the mysteries of the human mind and spirit. I don't have to read that one. The next one is called When the Cheering Stopped, and it's that intimate look into, what's his name? I just read about him, Woodrow Wilson. The next one is called The Spy Who Came In From the Cold, by John Le Carre. We do disagreeable things so that ordinary people can sleep safely in their beds at night, says the British intelligence chief in The Spy Who Came In From the Cold. For in the field of espionage, the Cold War ceases to be cold and is fought remorselessly by both sides. In this case, the disagreeable thing is a fiendishly subtle murder plan, the unfolding of which will keep the reader wrapped and guessing until the very end. The last one in this book is called A Song of Sixpence, and it's by A.J. Cronin. A.J. Cronin's gift of evoking a haunting atmosphere while unfolding a story rich in the stuff of life is brilliantly displayed in this novel of a Scottish boy's testing search for manhood. The next one looks like this. The first one is called The Desperation House, and it is by Joseph Hayes. When Eleanor Hillard answered the doorbell on that quiet fall afternoon, she never suspected who the shy young man on the porch could be. She never guessed that the next 3 days would be filled with terror and uncertainty for herself, for Dan, her husband, and for Cindy and Ralphie, their 2 children. Did I say it was House? It's called Desperate Hours. The Desperate Hours is a novel of extraordinary suspense. What happened to the Hillards could happen to any of us. What would you have done in their place? So that doesn't tell you anything, really. The next one is called General Dean's Story by Major General William F. Dean, as told to William L. Worden. Basically, this guy sat down with this William Worden. General William Dean sat down with Mr. Worden and told him his story. You know, I guess he was in Korean War because they're talking about Korea, so that's what I'm going to guess. Yeah, the next one's called Mr. Hobbs's Vacation by Edward Streeter. All year long, Mr. Roger Hobbs looked forward to his vacation. He could relax on the beach, catch up on his neglected reading in the evenings, and of course, enjoy visiting his children and grandchildren. Next one is called The Power and the Prize by Howard Swiggett. As head of a business mission in London to effect an important deal, Cleves, that's the name, Barwick needed all his wits about him to bring negotiations to a successful conclusion, but at a delicate point in the proceedings, he chanced to meet Rachel Linka, a widow and a refugee, and found himself deeply in love. The Duchess and the Smugs is next by Pamela Franco. The theme of an adolescent's yearning for conformity is familiar, but seldom is the adolescent so bewitching a child as 14-year-old Penelope Wells, heroine of this charming story. Penelope, daughter of an English poet who runs a small hotel on the French Riviera, is enthralled by the orderly existence of the Bradley family in a neighboring villa. She longs to be like the Bradleys and is embarrassed by the unconventional atmosphere of her home, in particular by the presence of a favorite guest, the eccentric Duchess de Terracini. Oh, God. Then one fateful night, Penelope makes a discovery, and thereafter nothing seems quite the same. The Duchess and the Smugs is a wise and tender story that delights the reader at the same time that it expands his awareness of life. And the next one, the last one in this book, is called Tomorrow, and there's an exclamation point, by Philip Wiley. This is Conrad Radio. Okay. This is Conrad Radio Alert. Enemy bombers are approaching. Take cover immediately. This is not a practice. This is real. Tomorrow is Philip Wiley's white-hot evocation of what could happen in the event of a massive Russian air attack on the United States. River City and Green Prairie are twin cities in the Middle West. Their citizens are as recognizable as your next-door neighbors. There are the Connors, pillars of Green Prairie's civil defense organization, the Baileys, social climbers whose frantic drive to keep up involves them in one crisis after another, the Williams family, who know all about civil defense and aren't having any, powerful Minerva Sloan, whose wealth and influence prove no protection against X-Day. When the nightmare atomic attack, unexpected, devastating, lands in the midst of these lives, it brings the reader a shocking realization. But Philip Wiley is not prophesying doom. He is pleading for preparedness. I apologize that these are not as in-depth as any of the other ones have been. I just can't really be bothered because there are so many in these books, and there are so many of these books. I think there are still more of these Reader Digest books. There are, let's see, there's 8. God. I'm getting tired of these Reader Digests. There are 8 left, which you'll see in a few weeks. Well, I'll do it in a week or so. I don't know when you're going to see any of this. I'm going to tell you, like I did one other one, I'm going to tell you the day, like the date. It is the 6th of February. That's a Friday, and it is 1:21 in the afternoon. Like I did with one of the other ones, which was also on a Friday. That was interesting. I just want to see how long it takes me to upload these. So it's the 6th of February right now. The first book in this one looks like this. I don't know if I showed you. The first one is called The King's Pleasure by Nora Lofts. Henry VIII's first wife in a love affair that changed the world. That's all I'm going to tell you. It's just about his first wife. So I don't really think there's anything else you need to know. God, guys, I'm sorry. I'm getting so lazy with this. Let's see. The next one is called The Day the World Ended by Gordon Thomas with Max Morgan Witz. In 1902, the West Indian island of Martinique was as lush, beautiful, and calm as it is today. Its colorfully garbed Negroes and mulattoes. Good. I'm gonna butcher all this crap. Many still practicing voodoo. Its sugar-rich French planters, its city folk running a wide-open port of call for sailors in St. Pierre, the Paris of the Caribbean hunted and picnicked or grew crops on the mighty volcano Mount Pelée, looming peacefully and majestically above them. Then, in April, the giant they had thought asleep forever began to stir. Next one I'm not going to talk too much about because the title says it all. This one is called My Life with Martin Luther King Jr., by Coretta Scott King. Next one is called In This House of Bread, B-R-E-D-E. I don't know if it's bread or breed or whatever, by Rumer Godin. There's another one by him in here, and around here somewhere. I don't know. Why should normal, intelligent women like the nuns of Bread, I'm going to call it Bread. I don't think it's bread, but I'm going to call it bread. Of Bread Abbey remove themselves from the world forever, to spend their lives in an almost unceasing round of abbey work and prayer. None of them was as surprised by her own decision as Philippa Talbot, a middle-aged government official, a former agnostic. None was happier to enter Bread than beautiful young Elspeth Scallon, whose mother had tried for years to sway her from her vocation. At Bread, both postulants struggles to conform presented them with unexpected problems, then finally came ineffable reward as their lives were caught up in this powerhouse of prayer and in the dramas they found there. The mystery of Dame Veronica, the thorny inheritance left by Abbess Hester, Dame Mora's torturing emotional crisis, and the what was it? A miracle for which befell quiet, courageous Abbess Catherine. With intimate knowledge, inspiration, and humor, Rumor Godden has written of a special place in which there are grills to keep the world out, not the nuns in, and from which prayer goes out to the troubled world with beauty and strength. Black Camels by Ronald Johnston. In the colorful Middle East, old Muslim ways and new oil money, British American, Arab nationalist and communist interests, a devout old sheik, and a swinging modern one, all combined to write melodrama across the desert sands, a melodrama with a fantastic, unexpected ending. It began when old Sheikh Russell, banished from the Persian Gulf state of Khosran, I'm not going to be good at this, stole its sacred black camels. Soon murder and sabotage and assassination by outside agitators began in the sheikdom now headed by Russell's nephew, the charming Western-oriented Qasim. The drama grew as explosive as the blowing up of Inoco Oil Company's #1 well, and as serpentine as the Arab nature, the British political agent Ben Troy knew and loved so well. As Troy tries to save both sheiks and Khosran itself, The Black Camels becomes not only a taut suspense novel, but a revealing look at the Persian Gulf states, a little-known area which is already an important part of today's headlines. I do apologize again that this was really rushed, or maybe it wasn't, I'm just thinking it is. I think my camera's still recording. That would suck. So, that's it. That's it for shelf number 10. Like I said, I did 11 first because there wasn't much on there. So, yeah. I'll be getting to the rest of the next week, I think. And then I don't know when these are going up. By the time this goes up, I'm pretty sure at least shelf 1 and 2, this one and this one will be up. Possibly shelf 3, 4, and 5, or all of them up until now might be up. Well, no, what am I saying? They will be up, obviously, otherwise shelf 10 wouldn't be up. I'm so stupid. I'm not gonna put links to all of them down below, but I'll put a link to my page so you can go see those. I might make them into a playlist so you can just watch in-depth bookshelf tours if you want to, like marathon them or something. If you don't, that's fine. Alright, that'll do it for bookshelf number 10. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope one or more of these books sounded good to you. I hope you keep enjoying these because I'm really having a good time making them. And I'll see you guys later. Bye!